Hi there guys, it's Niall here. Today I have the third and possibly final instalment of my series, What Did People in the 1960s Think We'd Live Like Today? So I'm going to be talking about transport for this episode. So, first of all, space travel. Obviously the 60s is where all the space travel started to happen. You've got the Cold War, you've got the space race, and obviously in 1969 you had the moon landings from the United States. So obviously people had their eyes set on space travel and definitely colonising other planets, which slowly becoming a possibility. I know they're gearing up for a mission to Mars at some point, and that would be the start of Mars colonisation. And as we get better spacecraft, who knows? Because they did imagine we'd have better spacecraft. Obviously, because technology had come in such a long way in, 20 years, World War II to 1960s, like different times. And of course, cars, they had visions of larger cities, and they envisioned that cars would be a lot faster and a lot different, because obviously cars are a lot different. I mean, Google any 60s car, then you will find that they are completely different to nowadays cars. Not just obviously the obvious differences such as carbon emissions, all that kind of stuff. We're looking at aesthetics and the general way they're built. And as you can see, that's a complete different motorway from what we see today. So almost, I'd say, potentially driverless. And as you can see, hopefully, there's a screen in one of the cars with people on it. It's potentially telephones. I covered that in the first episode, but yeah. Then of course, I believe they imagined we'd still use trains, because if you ask me, that looks to be a train to me. Might not look like a train to you, but to me at least it looks like some form of cart that's being pulled along. Like a train, really. Which is quite interesting, because so they obviously imagine public transport would play a big part, despite the fact that they also wanted everyone to own a car. But obviously there's always going to be people who can't afford things that aren't necessarily a necessity. And then of course, money. I think they imagined the standard of living at least would go up. As you can see, obviously, that house that's got a boat, it's got cars, a helicopter. That man doesn't exactly, and that man, they don't exactly look like they're at work. So, and obviously there's a TV, a home there with a TV in the middle of the room. There's a woman there, there's a nice settee. So generally I think they thought we'd get a lot richer, but the standard of living going to increase. I mean, that's down to your opinion, really. It depends what circumstances you're in, where you are. I mean, personally, I'm in Great Britain, so I don't know, really. Has it got better? Say in the comments what you think. But obviously, with more high-tech developments, so forth, and it's pretty obvious that with more high-tech developments, that they would also find ways to make things cheaper, like cars. In the 20s, you had to be stinking rich to have a car. These days, I know most people have cars in England alone. So it really comes down to things like manufacturing processes and stuff like that, and especially as newer technology became available, then the old technology that was expensive in their day would obviously get cheaper and cheaper as it became obsolete. I mean, an old computer, for example, might run Windows XP. Obviously that's obsolete now, so you wouldn't get a lot for it at all, so it would be easy to obtain. But that wraps it up for this episode and the series, probably. I would like to thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the series. I know I've got some good feedback. I appreciate that. I really do need feedback. Obviously, it helps me to improve. If you haven't liked this series, then do explain to me in the comments why, because then I can improve it for whatever series I do next, can't I? I will be hopefully posting some footage of Fallout 3 because I finished Fallout 4. I'm going to show a bit of Fallout 3. Obviously, it's quite an old game, been a while since any of you saw it, no doubt. And definitely, once I've got Battlefield 1, I will be posting a huge ton of footage because that looks to be a brilliant game and I can't wait to get on it and show you the game, basically. You know, weapon stats and stuff like I did in one video off Battlefield Hardline. But that wraps it up. Thank you all very much for watching. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed the series. I'll be doing a lot more 60s themed stuff. Bye for now.